go. We're gonna go. First interview of the weekend. It only makes sense. We have the man who kicks off the whole thing, Ray Benson from Sleep at the Wheel. Ray, thank you so much.
It's a pleasure to be here on Sun Radio.
Now, I've been here at Sun for about 2 years now, so it's before my time, but you used to be right across the street from the radio station, and everybody in the building loves to point that out every chance they get.
Well, it was a legendary studio. In fact, it's still a studio now. I don't know that it's legendary, but when...
It was.
Yeah, listen, I had Sir George Martin recorded there, the Beatles producer, Garth Brooks, George Strait, Merle Haggard, Willie Nelson. And then on the rock side, gosh, I can never remember his name from Philly. Anyway, all kinds of folks. And then we had Caroline Wonderland made records there. Jerry Jeff Walker. Charlie Robinson made 2 of his great records there. And, anyway, I could go on and on. Point is, yes, we had our offices, and then we built that studio, and legends literally walked through those doors.
No, that's great. Now, you've been doing the opening thing here at ACL for a while.
The entire time.
Have you missed one?
Only missed one because we got rained out.
Okay.
Even though the festival didn't, we had the 12 o'clock thing, and it didn't open until 3. So
okay.
So technically, yes.
You were here. You didn't miss it.
We didn't miss it. We were here.
You got rained out. So how did that start? I mean, what was the tradition behind this?
Well, friends of mine, Bill and Bart, were the Capital Sports and Entertainment were the people who decided to do it, and I was on the board of Austin City Limits television show, and there was a little hiccup in the negotiations, and I was able to iron it out, and the deal was made, and they said, well, since the Sleep at the Wheel did the first Austin City Limits regularly scheduled, Willie did the pilot,
right? We
did the first TV show, you'll be the first act. And then Charlie said, and every year, so I went, I'll hold you to it.
I mean, how great is it? It's like, I think it's an opportunity. I mean, it ties to, kind of old school Austin and all that stuff, but it gets people that may not listen to this style of music anymore a chance to experience it.
Yeah, I was noticing there are people both in bands and in the audience that weren't born when this thing started.
Right.
It's 21 years ago. There's people in their 20s. So we're really fortunate to be able to do it. And again, we open the show so people are fresh and they're out here, and it's become kind of a tradition. I have people stop me in town and say, hey, I always come to your show at 12 o'clock, and it's just so great because you have the choice of seats, and there's no, and when it was a dusty year, there was no dust. When it was a muddy year, there was no muddy. So it was great.
Now, do you stick around and catch any other bands?
Yeah. Well, no. I mean, I have, yes.
Right.
Yeah. Oh gosh, yeah. I've seen Tom Petty. I've seen Paul McCartney. I've seen Al Green. I've seen dozens. Yes, it's a wonderful experience because you can just walk 10 feet and see another one. And this time I don't know if I'm going to have time because we're getting ready to go to Australia. And so I still got laundry to do.
Now, if I read correctly, this is your first time to play Australia, correct?
That's correct.
All right. So have you had that type of experience before where you go to a place that you haven't been and you have, this decades-long career, and it's people maybe seeing you for the first time, but they've been fans forever? It's got to seem like the energy in a room like that has got to be fantastic.
I imagine, I don't ask them if they're new or old.
Right.
Maybe I oughta, but no, it's incredible. I mean, I never, 53 years. I never thought I was going to continue to, be able to do this, and that people would show up. So every night I'm just glad, and Australia will be absolutely, because we've been trying to get over there for over 40 years.
Right.
And Lucky, who thought up the name of Sleep at the Wheel, and it was started band. We grew up together. He left the band in 1980 and moved to Australia.
Oh, okay.
So he's going to be playing with us. So it's a reunion of sorts, and yes, it should be pretty uplifting. I'll tell you what.
Now, speaking of the band, 53 years. You were 19 when you started it. I mean, did you have? I guess what?
Yes, I was 19. Yeah.
What were the expectations at that point in time?
We might last 10 years. I was hoping The plan was, okay, we might last 10 years, and then I'll go teach guitar,
Right.
or be a DJ.
Your job's way more glamorous.
I was a DJ in college, so I love radio, man. I had a show, I played country music. I went to college for about 6 months,
Right.
just so I could be on the radio. And me and my friend had the Wiley Fox Happy Hour, and we pretended, that it was a kid's show for adults. And we were in college. We get all the people in there, and we used a lot of sound effects
Sure.
records, and did a radio. So anyway, yes, I never. No, 50 years. I never thought this would last.
And I mean, is there any plan on stopping? Is it just we're going as long as we can go?
Yeah. We were hoping for the Willie Nelson rule. Until you drop or they stop coming around.
Right.
But Sleep at the Wheel is a concept band, and Ray Benson also does solo projects,
Right.
which are really different. In fact, I was in Jamaica making a record.
Recently?
Yeah, me and Tony Garnier, Bob Dylan's
Okay.
bass player, we went down to Jamaica with Sly Dunbar and some of the greatest reggae players and made a record. I'm working on that. There's a jazz record I've been working on with my cousin, who's an incredible Mark Copeland. He's a jazz piano player.
Right.
So Sleep at the Wheel, we got like a 4-year plan to continue to play and and it's a big band. I mean, it's 7, 8, or 9 pieces.
Right.
And and we're gonna see what happens and sort of glide there, and then I'll see what I want to do. And also, I'll be like close to 80, so might think about not retiring but slowing down.
A little bit, maybe, just a little. So, any time frame on any of the new stuff you're working on? Is it going to be released?
No, on that, no, but I have a new television show that I start. I'm going to do that on the RFD channel.
Okay.
A lot of people don't know what the RFD channel is. It's the agricultural channel. In the morning, they do the farm report. There's tractor shows. There's
Right.
rodeos, equine shows, how to take care of your horse.
Sure.
Horse training shows. They have these tractor races and all this crazy. It's rural America.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do a show called Ray's Roadhouse.
Okay.
And with Sleep at the Wheel's a band, and my friend Gray Delisle as my sidekick. She's a voice artist in L.A., does Daphne and Scooby-Doo.
Okay. That's great.
And she's going to be my co-host. So anyway, we're up in Fort Worth in the Stockyards filming starting in November, and they'll be airing in January.
Okay.
We'll do 26 shows.
Oh, wow.
And so that's a big deal. And recording, well, I got 2 or 3 albums in the can already. We're building the new studio. The building's done. Moved the piano in yesterday, and we have some more,
Sure.
some more recording to do. That's enough. I got that reggae album I got to finish, and so yeah, I ain't going nowhere except on the road.
That's
again.
perfect. All right, before you get out of here, since you playing this every year, introducing this style of music to maybe a younger audience, can you give us 2 or 3 artists, swing artists, Texas swing artists, or honky tonk type artists that if people are like, I like this, where do I start?
Yes, Brennan Lee, who appeared with us. She's not in our band, but she's going to accompany us on this thing. Brennan Lee, Leigh, incredible songwriter, incredible singer. Brennan is lived in Austin for many years, and then moved to Nashville and resides up there at the moment. And then Joshua Headley, he's up in Nashville. He's a great fiddler, great singer. He was in Jack White's label.
Okay.
He did a record on Jack's label called Mr. Jukebox. They're going to go to Australia with us.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and they very much embody Americana. Brennan did a Western Swing album with us,
Right.
but she also did an album of honky-tonk music with Chris Scruggs, just came out. And Joshua, the same thing. He's done country western records. And anyway, take a listen. I think you'll enjoy them.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, Ray Benson, thank you so much for stopping by.
Pleasure.
Have a great trip.
Keep the sun
Australia.
shining on Sun Radio. Hi, Kevin.